The Trump administration once again coming to the aid of America's struggling agriculture industry, announcing an additional $14 billion in relief to help farmers and ranchers impacted by COVID-19.
Here on what this aid means for America's heartland is strawberry farmer and co-owner of Sizemore Farms, John Sizemore. John, thank you so much for being on the program this morning. So how would this, how have you been impacted over the last 6 months, and what would this aid do to your industry?
Well, we were certainly impacted, and what we saw, our product's very perishable. We saw extremes on both sides of demand. So I think it added volatility to our markets. I think what this means is this round of relief will be the difference for myself and a lot of other farms of remaining viable. And I think in a larger sense that we appreciate that the Trump administration recognizes that domestic food production is critical. If there's one thing that this pandemic has shown us is that domestic control of critical industries is important. Yes. And it doesn't get more important than food.
John, have you spoken to farmers that deal with other, types of food? Is this a general trend that they feel that this stuff, that aid like this will be really impactful? And what are they hoping to see, if Trump does get reelected, what are they hoping to see as we hopefully come out of this pandemic and these businesses get the boom that they so much deserve?
Well, certainly, as Americans have changed the way we get our food, our supply system's adjusting to that, and it takes a bit. And perishable commodities like myself don't have the luxury of storage. So if we do not have a market for it, it goes to a food bank, or worse, gets wasted. But I think as long as we can keep everything viable and working, it will be positive.
John, we just have a moment left. You said something very important. You said the Trump administration seems to understand the importance of domestic supply of critical elements like food, medicine, whatever it may be. Have you noticed that same type of mentality coming from people in your community out there? Customers always look for the cheapest product, right? But it seems more and more people are paying attention to where that product comes from.
Most certainly. And I mentioned the Trump administration, and also I'd like to mention locally our governor. They certainly,
right.
Governor DeSantis recognizes the need for domestic production, and people are
right.
thinking about what they're eating at this time.
Absolutely. John Sizemore, Sizemore Farms, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.